Hello, everyone. Welcome back to yet another political episode. It is August, only 3 more months till Election Day. It is time to get pumped up because we have our very first August prediction. And our second prediction featuring Kamala Harris, who has become the presumptive nominee due to, as you know, Joe Biden dropping out from the race. So we're going to go ahead and make this prediction using polls and, as you know, make a very good realistic situation with closing times and all of such. And this is how it's kind of going to look like an election day. So I hope you guys get a drink, a snack, whatever, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. So it is 6 p.m. Now it's going to take a little bit for the first state to be called at 6 p.m. States at 6 p.m. are states of Kentucky and Indiana. However, Kentucky wouldn't call their race until the other half of Kentucky would be called. But at this time, I would expect around 6:30, we would call the state of Indiana for Donald Trump. State of Indiana for Donald Trump. All right. It is 7 p.m. Kentucky goes for Donald Trump. Vermont is quickly called for Kamala Harris. It is 7:30 p.m. We can now call the state of West Virginia for Donald Trump. So 7:30, that means North Carolina, West, and Ohio are also up, but they're too close to call as of right now. But yes, 23 electoral votes for Donald Trump. Virginia is too close to call at this hour. Well, I think we can honestly call it now. Well, I don't know. Should we call it? Yeah, we'll call it. Kamala Harris wins Virginia, giving her 16 electoral votes. We can also call South Carolina for Donald Trump, winning 32 electoral votes. So far, Trump has the advantage. Georgia and Florida, they are too close to call, as well as North Carolina and Ohio. Okay. It's 8 o'clock p.m. We can make a couple announcements. We can declare that Alabama and Oklahoma have gone to Donald Trump. Donald Trump wins in Alabama and Oklahoma. Seven electoral votes and 9 electoral votes, giving him to 48 electoral votes. Now we have a whole string of states coming in, of course, at 8 o'clock. We have Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware. Yeah, we'll call it New Jersey. New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. Let's see. The District of Columbia could be called, but I think they count a little longer. Of course, there's Illinois. This set boosts Kamala Harris to 84 electoral votes. This is 8 o'clock. Whoops. I don't know what I'm doing. Another state that's in the 8 o'clock column, will be Tennessee. Keep in mind, this poll thing is good to know on 270 to win. This is the official map times where the states will be closing at their order. So if you don't want to catch in into 6 o'clock, because I can guarantee you Indiana is going to be the main focus at 6 o'clock, election night. I would definitely stay tuned around 7 o'clock, where Virginia, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, even in Vermont, and the rest of Kentucky and Indiana are at play. But like I said, Trump wins in, I would say, yes, Tennessee, 59 electoral votes. Kamala Harris, however, still has the lead. Donald Trump has won in Arkansas. It is 8:30. That is the time we could generally call the state of Arkansas. We can now call Mississippi in favor for Donald Trump. Also an 8 o'clock state. $71 to $84. All right, we got a string of states also being given. We have the said state of, let's see here. It's, of course, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. We're going to go ahead and call New York and New Mexico in favor for Kamala Harris. 117 electoral votes. Those other states like Michigan, Illinois, Pennsylvania, Missouri, even Kansas, Oklahoma, they are too, well, Kansas is too close, but we'll see. Too close to call as of right now. New York and New Mexico, they're in for Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is the first to cross 110 electoral votes. We are going to project at 9 p.m. a whole bunch of states. For the Republicans, we have Nebraska, except the 2nd district. You got South Dakota, North Dakota, and Wyoming for Donald Trump. We also have Louisiana going to Donald Trump. We can now project that Missouri and Kansas will indeed go to Donald Trump. Missing anything? But yeah, that's what we're doing this hour. A tight race. The District of Columbia has been called for Kamala Harris. No surprise there. Colorado has made its decision to go with Kamala Harris. 130 electoral votes. We can now at this time call Florida. Well, Florida, yeah, we're calling Florida for Trump. At this time. For sure. Kansas. Yeah, we already called Kansas. We already called Missouri. New Hampshire will be going to did I say Biden? I'm supposed to say Kamala Harris. So so New Hampshire will go to Harris. Um, as of right now, 4 electoral votes. Trump still ahead by 4. Tides have turned. And then you got our main 10 o'clock states. Those are the states of Montana, Idaho, and Utah. All right. So Trump has states all the way over here. But as 10 o'clock hour ends and 11 o'clock hour begins, we will go ahead and call the states of California and Washington. Oregon, I'm going to tell you, too close to call. But yes, Kamala Harris is also the first of the contestants to reach 200. So that also is kind of concerning, if you will, for the Republicans. Oh yes, we can also give Iowa to the Republicans at this time. I should have gave it to them a little bit more, but on the dot. But yes. It's finally 12 p.m., meaning that we can now call and make the call for Alaska and Hawaii. Alaska generally takes a while. We'll go ahead and give Hawaii for Harris. Minnesota. It's been a long battle, but we will probably be calling Minnesota for Kamala Harris also. Now this, it might look like Jover, but it's mainly how these states vote, guys. Ohio. I should have done that before Minnesota. And I'm thinking Texas would be next. Yeah, Texas. Texas, 215. We're having a neck and neck battle here. We're taking a look at Nebraska. Looks like Nebraska's second. We're going to have Nebraska's second district go for Donald Trump. That's a flip. We'll have Arizona go for Donald Trump at this time. Maine will go for Kamala Harris, including the first district and the second district. We're going to go ahead and call Wisconsin for Donald Trump. Well, actually, hang on. Let's call Oregon for Kamala. North Carolina for Donald Trump. Georgia for Donald Trump. And at this time, we will be calling Nevada for Donald Trump. Now, looking at the Rust Belt states, I can guarantee you these might be the last 3 states, and of course Alaska, but Trump just needs to win one of these states and he wins. And I have a feeling that Pennsylvania will be going to Donald Trump, thus said, resulting to his victory in 2024, solidifying himself as the 47th president of the United States. Kamala Harris is victorious in Michigan, thanks to voters in Detroit and Grand Rapids areas, and ultimately people coming from Minneapolis, Chicago, Philadelphia, abroad to this said state. We can now call Wisconsin for Donald Trump. And then finally, Alaska for Donald Trump. So, what do you guys think about this prediction? Comparing it to last month, we had we had Trump win New Hampshire and Michigan, but apparently in less than a month, those 2 states went to Kamala Harris, and not just because of momentum and excitement. It's mainly because there are more polls, because there are barely any Trump or Kamala Harris polls, and we can't just assume and see, oh, but Trump is creaming Kamala in these polls. Well, we need to see more state polls and see what it's like in the state. So thinking, oh, Donald Trump would probably win in New Hampshire. Well, I'll tell you, seeing that we have seen more New Hampshire polls, I have to tell you, this state may have an appeal or somewhat of an appeal to Kamala Harris, the vice president. So you will just have to see. So anyway, I want to thank you all for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next political episode.